Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Penny Lane podcast. In this episode, Blaine and Ellis are joined by Strat Soldier. He shares his screen and goes through different reversal patterns, how to utilize time frame continuity in order to create high confluence trades. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you to our sponsors, Pennies Going in Raw, Aries Broker, and Last Bottle Wines for supporting this show. Enjoy.
The stock market is hotter than ever right now, and traders are taking advantage. But what does that mean for the people who still haven't started trading? The market can be a little intimidating at first, but you don't have to be alone in the learning experience. We at the Pennies Going in Raw podcast are here to help you. I'm Dan, and with my co-host Hugh Henney, we make the stock market a fun but informative experience for our listeners. We offer knowledge for all levels of traders, from beginners to those who do it full time. On PGIR, we discuss up-to-date news about the stock market and interview other traders who all started out just like us and made it big. You'll hear from Hugh and other multi-millionaire traders, founders and CEOs of companies, FinTwit superstars, and even professional athletes. Have you ever thought about investing your hard-earned cash but don't know where to start? Do you have money just sitting in your savings account collecting dust? We were all there once too. Listen to Pennies Going in Raw on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, Strat Soldier. Welcome to the Penny Lane podcast.
What is going on, Penny? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad to finally chat with you.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's awesome. Thanks for letting me be here. Thank you very much. Uh-oh, you got something. I got something too. It's not as cool as whatever you're drinking. I got this little... I know you got your boner coffee mug, don't you? Oh.
Yeah, I got the coffee mug. But this is just
that's
Fresca.
Cool.
I'm obsessed
That's awesome.
with Fresca. It was my
That's really
dad's
cool.
favorite drink, and I mean, look, here's an empty can. I like it's my favorite thing.
That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
Ellis, hello. How are you?
I'm doing great. Another fun and exciting market we trade in every day. Super violent chop. I feel like a lot of people are getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
I got slaughtered today. Not like slaughtered, but I hit my max loss, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ride my bike.
Super violent chop. That's not fun. And that hopefully I can show you maybe one or two things to get you out of that violent chop. Like at least be able to go, that's choppy. I'm not touching that. Like at least if I can help do that, maybe. Hopefully I can help you not get chopped up, man.
I had such a hard day today, and I went back and reviewed my trades, and I don't know what went wrong. Like the entry, which is usually there is a thing, but like the entries were good, the ideas were right. I just cut them, I guess, when they went against me. And it's like if I had held a little longer, it would have been fine. So does that mean that my entry was wrong? Even though, like, I would take that trade 10 out of 10 times. So, and I lost on calls and puts. Today was like backbreaking. It was so frustrating.
That's definitely a definition of getting chopped up. You don't want to lose on you don't want to lose on either end because you're just like, what am I doing? I'm losing on either end no matter what I do. That's like it's heartbreaking. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I am luckily know myself good enough to I lost on calls and puts on two different stocks. So okay. I am learning because I've certainly gotten myself into a situation where I'm calls, but I didn't do that. But I lost on Apple puts and QQQ puts, and I'm just like, WTF? Like,
yeah, they should be together. Yes.
And I took the QQQ puts because I'd been in the Apple trade so long, and it finally went with me, and I was like, okay, Apple's going down, the Qs are going to go down, and then it was a frustrating day.
It was. We gotta remember, you got the president was supposed to talk on Monday. What is today? Oh, jeez, it's such a long, it's Wednesday, but it felt so long. But you had Monday open, brand new week. You got the president supposed to talk on Tuesday, and then Fed rumors come out on Tuesday too, and then the actual Fed report and talks happen on Wednesday, and everybody's reacting to that stuff. And it's been crazy. Like shoot up and then just rip down to the bottom, and just killing people, getting murdered in here. People getting murdered, and it's not fun. And so the last 2 days, because of all this stuff going on, and because of some good trades, swing trades out of energies, I took profits on Monday, and I was like, I'm not trading the next 2 days. There's no way. And if you watch me on Twitter, I was tweeting about how SPY and QQQ opened up inside day, and we'll talk about that. But they opened up inside day on Tuesday and today, and it's just like, nope, this is gonna be a chop shop. I'm not trading any of this. I'm not touching this crap. And that stinks. That is frustrating to take calls and puts, especially on a stock that's in QQQ, Apple that's in QQQ, and they go the opposite direction. And that's frustrating. That's frustrating.
I also tried to play Walmart today, and I had a plan. I had it all charted out, and my plan was to take puts under $150, and then it stayed for like the first 2 hours of the day, stayed above $150 and was just flagging like a beautiful flag. And I was like, well,
yeah, I'm looking at it now.
If it's gonna hold 150, like, I think I'm going to do calls. Like, this is a great risk to reward. It's holding the 150. It's right at support. I don't know if I took too big of a size. I don't know, but it was very volatile, and then I lost on it twice, and it did ultimately go below 150, so that's fine. But like, if that is like a textbook buy at support, it's flagging, and you lose like that, like, whew, what am I doing?
Yeah, that's
violent chop. That's what I call it.
I'm sitting here looking at I'm looking at Walmart now, and yeah, that's rough. We'll talk about our scenarios, our little strat scenarios, but yeah, I've done this before. You're like, I'm gonna buy options, I'm gonna buy puts on this thing, and it's red on the month, red on the week, red on the day. The sellers are in control. Here comes my red. Okay, here comes my red 60 to the downside, and it just like bleeds out. That happened to me back in February, maybe March. I took some Apple puts, and it was great. I was a profit, but it just took all day long. So like the patience of just dealing with this thing, like dribbling down all day long. Like, you're like, what am I doing? What am I waiting on?
Yeah.
And so and then options. Penny, you are trading options, and trading options is not easy. I don't care what anybody says. It's not. It's not easy. So you're doing something that you're doing great. You're doing great. You're cutting your losses.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I think you are. I think you are. I've been watching you since Rob. Actually, that's why I caught you. I seen you. Rob was actually on your show, and that puts you on the Strat radars. That's what I call the Strat radar. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I started watching you, and you said, I love how you're like, I'm gonna stick with Apple. I'm just gonna go with this, and that's cool too, because Jake from Transpire talks about knowing the personality of the stock and how it works. Like Apple is just like, if it's going up, it's going up. If it's going down, it's going. Apple's not too violent. You know what I mean? But if you go trade Tesla, and then Tesla goes $10 up and then $10 down in 5 minutes, you're like, this is completely different than anything I've ever done. So that I commend you on doing that. I think you're doing great. I think you're doing great. I don't want to try and run your show, but I want to start with that. Thanks for letting me be here. And I've been watching you. I think you're getting better. I mean, honestly, I think you are.
Well, thank you.
You laugh at it. I think you're doing great.
I was getting better, and now I'm not getting better anymore.
You're not getting better. You can't not get better anymore.
Oh God, Ellis, I was on set. Remember, you were on the Jared. Yes, of course, you're on the Jared Tindler episode, and I was like, I'm doing great.
Yep.
It always happens like that. You have your ups and your downs. It's part of the process. But days like today, I always refer to them as like they grind down your mental capital.
Yeah.
Right. That's always the biggest thing. You feel exhausted and you didn't really get anything done.
Yeah.
And I always, after the Jared Tendler episode, right, we always take notes of those days and kind of recognize that price action where it's just like for example, today I had a bunch of Facebook puts, like a bunch, right? Retested the gap fill, I loaded up, and I sat there for 2 hours to make 8%.
Mhm.
8%.
Yeah,
I
but
was
at the
like,
same time,
all right.
but yeah, I know you're going there, but I mean, you can't get mad that you won. You can't go, oh, I only made
Yeah, that's true.
8%,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because somebody else lost 80% on there, and they're still holding
Yeah.
this thing, like hoping. So I don't know. Don't beat yourself up, man. 8% on when someone lost their butts today. I'm looking at Facebook right now. Someone lost their or meta. We call it meta puker. It's always
Oh,
puking
yeah,
to the downside. Meta. What the heck is meta anyway? Like great. I can virtually lose my money too. This is awesome. This is neat.
Well, enough about us. So,
Yeah.
like, tell us about yourself. So, I was stalking you on Twitter a little bit. I see you wrote a book, if I see it right. You do a book. You do weekend stuff. You
Oh
didn't
no
write
no
the
no.
book?
I
I
do.
thought it says your name in there.
I work with Rob Smith over at Sapia Group,
Okay.
and I have a weekend show called The Weekend Shift. That's kind of play on words there because he does stuff all week long, and I come in, he takes the weekend off. I come in on the weekend shift, and we slow things down. We slow down the strat, and we kind of all the new people new to the strat or just new to trading period. We just say, you know what I mean, we just show them, hey, this is what we're looking for. This is what a buy looks like. This is what a sell looks like, and then we just kind of look for actionable signals for next week and what we're looking for, and then usually I try to bring on a guest myself and try to just kind of like you guys are doing, just bring some kind of knowledge and just try to help other people. I'm not, I'm just taking what I know and trying to help and just giving it to someone else. Hey, this works for me. What do I like to study the stuff that works, so that's what I do over at
I
Sippy
will
Group.
say, your energy is very contagious. I must
Mhm.
say. You came on, you're like, wow, and I'm like, this is my guy right
Yeah.
here.
Now, what is it about the strat that makes it so cult-like?
Oh my gosh, really? You're coming in with the hard-hitting questions so
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. I gotta
Anyway,
know.
I'm talking to Ellis for the rest of the show. Anyway, it's the Ellis show. How you doing, man? So anyway.
No, I don't
Yeah,
mean that in a bad way. I mean, but you
Oh
guys
yeah.
are
I
like,
mean, cult
it's like,
in a good way. Yeah.
yes, you guys are like spreading the word, and you're all doing it for free. You're spreading the word. People are like fans of like a sports team. Like I'm a Dogs
Yeah.
fan, right? And like it's
Yeah.
the same kind of like the strat. I mean, you guys are a different breed. I love
love
how
it.
welcoming you are. I love how you guys just want to be super helpful. I still don't understand. I still don't understand, and I've put some effort into it. Now I've got the candles down. OG Trades just worked with me.
Yep.
I got the candles. I got the three little bears. Is how I'm saying it. We have
Three Little Bears. Ooh, I don't know. I've never
Yes.
heard the Three Little Bears.
Three
Keep
little
going.
bears. So you got the little baby bear. That's the number one, right?
Yeah.
And then you have
Ooh.
the middle bear, the number two, which breaks either the high or the low of the previous
Yeah.
candle. Then you've
Yep.
got the number three, the big bear, which breaks both the high and the low of the previous candle, and I think makes a broadening formation.
That's the mama bear. That's the mama bear. You don't want to honk off mama bear because she will eat you. She will eat you.
All right.
Whoa!
So
I've never heard of the Three Little Bears. I love that. Did you come up with that?
Yes, he didn't tell me that, but the one, the two, the three, the colors, I was like, I gotta make this work. I'm a mom.
The Three
right?
Little
so
Bears.
Yes. So
That's what it is.
I got the candles.
Penny, that's what it is. I'm gonna say more. That's what makes people want to join the group, and maybe the cult-like thing is because we always say we don't do this and we don't do that. That's probably where that comes from. But that we say that I just did it. It's just to get people in a mindset, like in a positive way, like and one that we say all the time. We don't hold losers. We don't hold losers, and if you're in. That's one thing that we do. We're not going to tell you to buy a whole bunch of puts on Facebook, and if they go your direction, cool. If they don't, hey, we'll talk to you tomorrow. No, we're going to tell you, This is going to the, and everybody in Rob's and I'm not to plug it, but everybody in Rob's room is going to tell you, get out of that. I mean, Rob will go on a break for 10 minutes, and then you'll see everybody in the chat going. Some guy was like, "Hey, I got in the Walmart and it's not doing anything," and they're like, "Get out of that thing!" You know, everybody in the because we all see it the same way. We all see the price action. We might be trading it differently. Some people are selling options. Some people are working different time frames. Some people are scalpers. I call myself a tank because a tank only has so many rounds in that thing, and I'm a small account guy, so I'm not going in there trying to buy 50,000 shares. You know what I mean? I'm not, and I'm not trying to go get really big. I'm not trading hundreds of times a day. I'm going in there. I'm taking my weekly or my monthly trade, and I'm working it till it don't work no more, and I keep pushing my stops up till I take profit. But the reason why I say I'm a tank is because a tank doesn't move fast. They've gotten, you know what I mean, they've gotten faster, you know, talk about technology, but I'm not trying to get nerdy on you. A tank doesn't move fast, and what it does is it'll find a position and it stays on that position until it's time to move on. Until that target is gone, that's where it's going to stay. So for me, just for example, XLE with the energies, I'm staying on energies. And I'm going to work them until they're not green anymore. Okay, take profits. They're red this week. All right, that's the we can look at chart. We'll look at charts, and I'm going to stay on XLE until my macro signals. We'll look at those too. Tell me, hey, there's no more buyers here. We can't identify buyers anymore. So I guess that's where the that's why I say we say a lot, and yeah, we do have it's a really high energy. But that three little bears thing, that's what gets people going, because that is something that you, Penny, came up with on your own. That's not me. That's not OG Trades.
Sure.
That's not Sarah. That's not Rob.
No.
You came up with that, and maybe I added the threes, the mama bear thing. So that just solidifies your analogy, but it makes sense to you, and I'm telling you, hopefully by the end of this, you'll understand, okay, this is where I need to get in, and this is going against me. I need to cut this thing. But to answer your original question, I think it's because we say we all the time. We do this and we do that.
Well,
but
I'm a
it's
big
fun.
fan. I love Rob. I love OG Trades. Your energy's off the chain. I like the whole thing. So got the candles down.
Okay.
Now tell me what to do with the candles.
So you're gonna take all those candles, you're gonna put them together to create these strat reversals. Do you want me to go ahead and start sharing my screen and going into this thing, or do you want to keep kind of intro stuff? What do you want to get into it?
No, let's get into it. Let's do pause for a quick commercial break. This episode is sponsored by Aries, the newest trading broker offering both mobile and desktop trading. The app is built for retail traders by retail traders, and they welcome user feedback. Do you ever nail the entry on a trade but can't get filled? You won't need to worry about that anymore, because they are a self-clearing brokerage direct to exchange with TradeStation, and they are much faster than other brokerages that route through a clearinghouse. Aries is a multi-asset platform. You are able to trade stocks, options, futures, index options, crypto, and micros. You are also able to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrencies. Lastly, earn up to 5% interest on eligible crypto assets with no lockups. Aries has partners and offers many free tools such as advanced charting, TradingView with unlimited charting and indicators, free options flow, dark pool data, and many more tools on their roadmap to come. This is on average a $50 to $100 per month value, all for free. Finally, you can withdraw and deposit actual crypto and transfer to the US dollar and use it to trade any trading assets offered. Aries is the first brokerage to offer this. Please click the link in our bio or go to www.tradearies.com/PennyLane to sign up for an account today.
Oh,
All right,
let's
and
go.
we're back. Let's see your screen. Let's
Wait,
look
before
at
we
some
begin,
charts.
are you always this energetic?
Yes, I am always interested. Yes, yes.
You're making my day.
And that's awesome. But well, you think about it. We got money on the line. You know what I mean? And we're trying to do three things. We're trying to create winning positions, add to them, and defend them with tight stops, right? and the winning spirit is like built into the strat. Like, not to get too not to get all weird and nothing like that, but we are. It's about creating winning positions, and I can't look at my chart and go, I don't know, maybe it's gonna work. I guess I'll get puts on. Yeah, I guess I'll get a puts on Facebook and see what happens. Like, no, that's not. Nobody looks at their charts like that. No, no. There we go. Okay, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna punch Facebook right in the face, and it's going down. And if it's not working, I cut it. But yes, I am always this energetic. There's no. I don't know. My wife has a lot. She has a ton of patience. For me. That's it. So, if anybody's ever seen my Benzinga interview with Ryan Faluna, you've seen this slide before. So, with this slide here, can you see? Do I got a cursor over? Let me see here. Yeah. Okay. So you guys see my cursor?
Yep, I see.
Yes.
It.
No.
Yep.
Okay. So you get into a trade. Here's your entry right here. You start working this thing, and let's just say there's a 60-minute candles to make it easy. It's working. Wait.
I got a question already.
Go.
Why are you buying there? Why
Okay,
are you taking that entry?
Right. This is just an example, and I'm gonna get into this entry in here in a second. But let's just say here's your entry, and
Okay.
whether I found it on Twitter, Penny said this is a great stock. I'm gonna buy this stock, whatever. This company makes number 3 pencils, and they're gonna go to the highs.
Sure.
So anyway. They bought it. Here's your first hour. It's going well. The second hour, it's kind of, the third hour is kind of doji-ish. You know what I mean? By the fourth hour, this is around lunchtime. You're like, okay, it's going back to the highs. I don't have to look at this anymore. I'm going to go eat lunch. I'll be back. This is fine. This trade's going to work out well. Then you come back and you didn't see this candle. Lunch is over. You went to lunch for 2 hours. I don't know what you were doing. You're having a good time, Penny. But anyway, you come back, and now the price is way down here, and you're still holding this thing. You know what I mean? Now, these are, for this example, it's probably 15-minute bars or something like that, or 30-minute bars. But I just said 60s just because that's the easiest thing to look at, are 60-minute bars. But now the price is way down here. Here's your entry. Here's you still holding this thing. All right? Now you have a losing position. So with the strat, what we do is we take these scenarios, the baby bear, the middle bear, and then the mama bear, the number 3 bear, and you're combining these things to go, okay, this is the strat would say this is a 2-2 reversal to the downside. I need to take my profits on this thing right here because the price is reversing down. So that's why this shows basically this is you taking an entry and then how the strat would help you keep your profits. Does that make sense?
Now, the 2-2 reversal is because the green candle is a 2 up, and then the one next to it is a 2 down. So that's the 2-2. And then the reversal is because it broke below the opposite way. Like it broke down.
Yes. Right. First things first. Right. Green means buy, red means sell. Green means buy, red means sell. And I'm not saying that to insult anybody. It's just people like to change their colors of their bars, and the bars don't matter, and the color does matter, because what we're doing with those colors is showing the aggression of the participation groups, whether it's the buyers or the sellers. The buyers are going to be green, the sellers are going to be red. So here's the strat scenarios real quick. I keep losing my cursor. So here's scenario 1 real fast, and we're going to get into your question, Penny. Scenario 1, here's baby bear, inside bar. Doesn't break either side of the previous range, and we do count the wicks, okay? We do count the wicks, all right? That's scenario 1, chopping around. This scenario 1 is the price consolidating, okay? The price will continue to go on smaller time frame. Or if this is a 60-minute bar, on a 15-minute or 5-minute, you will consistently see the price go up and down in here in this consolidation. So we'll talk about that more later. This is scenario 1. Scenario 2, this is the second bear, number 2 bear. It breaks out only one side of the previous range, either the highs or the lows. So this is a 2 up, 2 up, 2 up. These are 2 downs. 2 down, 2 down, 2 down. And then a series of 2s in one direction is a trend. So this is where you would want to hold calls or shares. This is where you'd want to sell your shares short or hold puts in this trend down. Make sense?
Yep.
Ellis,
Yeah,
Ellis, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm watching. I'm listening.
All right, yeah.
This,
You got to talk to me. Yeah. I don't want to lose Ellis.
Oh, okay.
Ellis,
So-
okay.
is
Ellis.
this your
See, I call these.
is
Like,
this your first time with the strat? Because it's a wild way of thinking. You got to really
well,
strap in.
as far as the strat goes, is my understanding was always like a 3-bar play, right? Where like inside, you're just playing off inside bars. So like I get kind of the basic fundamental principle of it, but as far as different candle types, you're gonna lose me there. Like, can you go back to that? So like, why are those
I
twos?
explained it with the Bears.
But why are they two
Yeah, the
candles?
Bears. Did you not hear the Bears?
I mean,
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Did you hear about the Bears?
Did you hear the
I
Bears? Oh
I
my
told
gosh.
you. What
How do
the
I go
candle
back?
It took
Oh,
me 2
geez.
hours to get.
Display
It
settings.
took me
Hold
2
on.
hours to get the candles, Ellis.
Oh my
so
goodness.
I feel
How do
ya.
I go to? I'm such an idiot. How do I go back? My slide's just going forward and forward and forward. It won't go back because I want to go back. See slides. See all slides. Yeah, give me all the slides. Let's go back to why are those twos? I like that. I like that question, Ellis. Why are those twos? All right, so this is a scenario 2. We call it a scenario 2 because it only takes out one side of the previous range, okay? Here's your 2,
Okay.
2 up. Okay, 2 up, 2 up, 2 up. It's just the scenario.
makes
And then
sense.
these are 2 down. And these are 2 down, 2 down, 2 down because it takes out the lows of the previous range. And then let's see here. Scenario 3 takes out both sides of the previous range, the tops and the bottom. So here's it took out the top, took out the bottom. Now, Penny was right in the fact that on the smaller time frame, this is your broadening formation, okay? And we'll talk about more of that later.
There it is.
But
there it
what
is.
you need to know here is this is the mama bear. Mama bear came all the way down here, ate all these people up down here, and then ate all these people up here. I love that. I love that the bears. That's awesome. But this is scenario 3. So they sold it down and they bought it up, and then these bars here confirm that the most aggressive participation group is the buyers in this case. But this scenario 3, this is the bar you need to make decisions on. This bar is going to decide whether you're staying in your position, whether I'm getting out. You know what I mean? Whether I just need to, cut this thing or, this scenario 3 is very important. This is your battleground. This is a battle going on because the buyers and the sellers in here are just people getting wrecked in here. I'm sure you've seen this a lot. We'll go through some live charts and we'll look at SPY, diamonds, and Qs on the week because they've been taking people for a loop on these scenario 3s here.
Okay.
Yep. And
I
then
got it.
so that's scenario 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're gonna keep going. Scenarios. That's so we believe there's only 3 ways anything can trade. Scenario 1, 2, and 3. And in the 3 universal choose of the strat, we're gonna touch on these really quick. But actionable signals, time frame continuity, broadening formations. Okay. And I've already said it. We're gonna use these 3 things to create winning positions, add to them, and defend them with tight stops. Okay. We're gonna get into that. Any questions about these?
Nope. So far, so good.
Nope. Alice says no. Just keep going.
No.
The actionable signals.
I'm following along.
Oh, go back.
No, we're good.
Ew. Hammer.
I love it.
There's a word
Hammer.
I know.
Okay. Actionable signals. Now we're getting into Penny's question. Why and how we're going to use these scenarios. So here's a bunch of words over here. There's a lot of words. I'm here to give you some pictures and give you some. I'll explain it to you. So this is a hammer, okay? And it's a hammer. Once all the price closes right up in here, that's a hammer, okay? And what this shows is that the price did get taken down, and then the buyer started stepping up. And then when this bar closed, it closed as a hammer. That shows the level of aggression of buyers is probably going to be the buyers. The next scenario. Now what we're waiting on is, and we're going to combine these. So we're going to come back to this slide here in a minute. But what we do is we combine this hammer with if this thing goes in force above this yellow line. If it starts trading above this yellow line, I'm in. Okay. Now, this is an old
Okay.
chart. IWM is not doing this right now. We all know that. So this is a super old chart.
It's
But
about
this
to
is a
be at
good
those
example of
levels.
it. What's that?
It's about to
What's
be at
that?
those levels. What is it? It says
Yeah,
134 on the
yeah.
chart. Yeah, we'll be there probably tomorrow at this rate.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Here's another example of we call a Momo hammer. When you're trading live, you will see this often. Here's a hammer right here, and it's kind of stuck in all this other stuff. So you've seen that other hammer that was at the lows, like a technical analysis will tell you that hammer is only located like down here. Like this is a hammer according to TA, but in the strat, this is a hammer. Okay, it's not a hanging man. It's not any other, the what do you call it? What's another one I've heard of? Dragonfly and all that other crap. It's nothing, or spinning tops. None of that. This is a hammer, okay? And you would execute it the same way as a hammer down here. So this is a little Momo hammer. You can read all this later on. But here's your scenario 2 up, the consolidation scenario 1, and then scenario 2 back up. So 2 bear, baby bear, price consolidating, the price pauses for a second, and then 2 bear back up. Make sense?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And we'll get through this. We'll get just real quick. And then shooters. We've all been seeing these. Another actionable signal, shooters. So hammers, shooters. You've also heard these called shooting stars. So, or inverted hammers. But shooter, we call them shooters. Here's a scenario 2 up, and then people started taking profits, and the price started coming down, and then it closed as a shooter. Now, once the price on the next bar continues down below this shooter, now our actionable signal is in force, and now we can work puts. Or if you're just going long and you bought down here, it's awesome. Like these, let's just say these are weeks. Here's the first week, second week, awesome. Third week, and then it gets to 49. People start taking profits. It ends up at, the week closes at 47. Here comes the next week. It opens up here, but then drops below 47. You're like, nope, cut it. Taking my profits, taking it. So that's how you would use these to, if you don't short and you don't like using puts, that's how you use these to cut a long position. Does that make sense?
Yeah. This is good. I like this.
Heck yeah. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not talking too fast because I do this all the time. So I'm trying to make sure I'm not. Momo shooter, same thing, just like the hammer. This is an inside bar. No, this is actually a scenario 2 down. But this is a Momo shooter. We've seen this almost every day in any stock. Okay,
Yep.
Any of the broader averages. We've seen this in crazy downside action. This is a nice 2-2 reversal back down here. But here's a Momo shooter. You'll see this on the weeks. When I talk about the SPY and the QQQ, you'll see a big Momo shooter. And we all knew the market's going to go down. Because if this thing trades below this line, below this bar here, we know what the magnitude is, and we know where it's going to go. All right, so that's your Momo shooter. Inside bars. Okay, real quick. We do not trade anything in an inside bar as it's forming, okay? So we don't want to trade this thing as it's forming. So you'll see people get chopped up on a 60-minute bar. It's stuck inside. This is the price consolidating, okay? People are gonna get chopped up in this. But once the bar closes, that's another thing. But the shooters and the hammers, once they close, then it becomes an actionable signal, not before. So we don't jump in early. We don't do that jump in early crap. Once this scenario 1 closes as an inside bar, once it closes, now it's an actionable signal, and that's what Ellis was talking about too, about playing off of inside bars. Not all of our moves are like that, but that's how a lot of people do it. Sarah likes to do that stuff. Rob, Michael Dang. I like hammers and shooters myself, but once this thing closes, now it's an actionable signal. Got that one?
So it's almost like a range break almost.
All right.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Price, and there's a lot of words on here. Price moves because of actionable signals, okay? And that's why there's a lot of stuff on this chart here, on this slide. But actionable signals is why we can expect the price to move. All right. That's what, when we look through charts, we're looking for actionable signals. We're not just picking a stock because, oh, it's got earnings. You know what I mean? Or it's, they're talking about it a lot on Twitter. No, we are looking for actionable signals. No actionable signals doesn't go on the watch list. Inside bars are a universal truth because they formed equilibriums and then those equilibriums closed and they have to break to either side, either the top or the bottom. So that's why you see a lot of people play inside bars, is because no one can deny that bar closed, that equilibrium closed, right? As an inside bar. And we are looking for, like Ellis said, either a break to the upside or the downside. In the strat, we always have a plan for 3. If it goes up, if it goes down, and if it goes scenario 3. So I know that's a lot of words there, but I'm just trying to get through here. So the reversals. You still with me, Penny?
I am. I do want to take a quick break.
Do it.
For a commercial. Quick break for a commercial.
How's the weather outside?
That's awesome. I need some commercials. Do it. Commercial.
Irrational exuberance? When it comes to killer wine at drastically low prices, 30 to 70% off retail and free shipping, we live for that here at Last Bottle Wines. Whether you went long or short on GameStop, you'll need a glass of something terrifically tasty, and we've got the goods. Last Bottle is a daily wine site based in Napa, California. One wine every day at Black Swan event prices, usually 30 to 70% off until poof, it's gone. Whether you're a pound the table type, think ultra crisp, quaffable Sauvignon Blanc, or a dividend aristocrat, Burgundy, or Napa Cab, there simply is no better place to buy wine on the web, and they always have free shipping. Last Bottle has a deal just for Penny Lane listeners. Use promo code PENNY10 to save 10% on your next order with Last Bottle. The code is good for one order and one order only.
We're back.
That is so cool. I need commercials. I want commercials. You guys remember that movie? Was it Fifth Element? Oh, I love that movie. He's like, commercial. Anyway, 2-2 reversal. So, okay, now Penny. Now we're putting these things together. You got a scenario 2 down. Scenario 2 down is scenario 2 up. Okay, and this is that hammer again. My actionable signal is the hammer, and on this next live bar, that's another thing I didn't tell you guys. Forgot to tell you. The reason why the strat is different from technical analysis and other systems, we look at the open, not the close. We want to see this where this next, if this is a 60-minute bar, if this is a daily bar, weekly or a monthly, if I want to, and that closes as a hammer, I want to see where that next bar opens. Okay, if it opens way down here, this actionable signal is not going to go in force. No way, it's going to go down. If it opens inside, I'm just chilling. I'm waiting. You know what I mean? It's sitting in here somewhere. If this scenario 2 hammer opens up here and starts trading above this hammer, as soon as it gets above this hammer, bam, I'm in. I'm punching this thing in the face, and my target is going to be up here. This is where I want my target, right here, way up here, whatever this dollar amount is. Now, if you're trading common, it's a little bit easier. If you're trading options, you gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. So that's all you. That's all you, Penny. I know you love them options. So you're doing the research the night before. You're looking at strike prices. You're looking at all that stuff. But you're looking at your screens the day of, and now you're just waiting. Okay, I traded above here. I'm in, and you're working this thing in this. Hopefully, it gets all the way up in here, and hopefully, you get a 2-2 continuation, and them two bears keep rolling. Okay, you got any questions on the 2-2 reversal?
No. That's interesting.
Nope.
So, wait, I do have a question.
Actually,
Go ahead, go.
Where's the stop loss?
Yep, we're getting there.
Okay.
I'll show you. I'm gonna get there, but the stop loss goes here. Some people like to use 50%. Some people like to use 50% of the previous range if that's easier for you. But our stops are gonna go here on the live bar right here. All right, super tight stops, tight. Can you see that, Penny? I actually got it marked on. Yeah, you're kind of looking around.
Yeah, I got to look around my camera, but I see it.
So what? The only thing I want to say, you don't want to put your stop way down here. I mean, everybody thinks that's like super safe, but it's not. It's too much. Too much risk. And you trade in options, Penny. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, this is Apple. I want this thing to go to the upside. I buy a call. I'm waiting for this call to lose money all the way down here before I get out of it. Nah, bruh. I want to get out. Oh, it's not working. Cut it. I'm out. Just cut it. Because I can get back in. If this goes down, because we've seen candles do that. They'll go down and then they'll reverse back up. You know what I mean? If it gets too far, it hits my stop, I'm out. But you know what I mean? But now I'm getting back in. If it trades above here, now it's back above the hammer. Now I can try it again, and that's doing battle. I'm sure you've heard Rob talk about that. But we use tight stops, tight stops, because I don't want to lose. I'm trying to remember I'm a small account guy. I'm not trying to lose a bunch of money. I'm not trying to lose $200 before I decide to get out of this thing. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
She read my mind. We're yin and yang right now. We're both asking the same questions. That's when you know.
Heck yeah, man. I love it. Sometimes I get the deer in the headlights look, and I'm like, am I talking too fast? Did they not get it at all? But, okay, shooters. So here's a 2-2 reversal down, and here's your shooter. Okay? Now, we've already talked about if this price opens here, and it starts trading below this shooter, I know the price is reversing to the downside, okay? And I'm not going to wait. I'm not waiting for this. We don't wait for confirmation candles. I'm not waiting for this thing to see what it does. I'm not waiting for this guy to see what it does. If I'm, for example, Walmart, you're 8% on Walmart, and then Facebook puts. I'm working puts, to the downside. This thing's work. Once it gets below this, now I can start hitting them options. Now it might get a little hairy right here, because it's, but your stop loss would be right here, not up here, right here. Yeah, so your stop loss for that put would be around this area, or at least 50%, not the previous low of the candle. That's too much risk. But once it starts trading down, so for people that trade common, just trade shares. If I'm in a winning position and I'm going long, and it trades up in here, it comes down, and then the next bar opens and it starts trading below this bar, I know now it's time for me to take my profits. Now it's time for me to cut this thing and walk, because maybe I don't like pushing people into options. If you're not into options, leave it alone. Take your profits from this long trade, and this tells you to get out, and just leave it alone for the rest of the day. Go find something else. If you're not good at options, okay? Does that make sense on that one?
Totally.
Awesome. Geez. I was going to say walking down the stairs. All right, 2-1-2 reversals. I know we want to look at some live charts. For real quick, this goes to Ellis's question about you trading inside breaks. A lot of people, what they'll do is, because they know this inside bar is a consolidation, they like to see these 2-1-2 reversals, where the price, the sellers took the price down, and then the next bar, the buyers and the sellers, there's a little consolidation going on here. There's a little, chop shop, there's a little battle going on. Now this thing closes. Once this thing closes, now it's an actionable signal. If it trades below here and it goes red, I'm buying puts. That would be a 2-1-2 continuation down. But if this thing goes 2-1-2 up, that's a reversal. Back in 2-1-2 reversal up. Once it trades above this line here, above this bar, now I'm in again on that next live bar. Boom, I'm in. You know what I mean? And then your stop would be here. But the scenario one, you can get away with a stop at your scenario one here, but you don't want to put your stop down here. It's just too much risk. You know what I mean? I want to keep my capital. I work too hard for it, and we already talked about it. Trading is too stressful to watch this loser. You know what I mean? Continue to just burn my money up. There's a 2-1-2 reversal to the downside. We'll look over some stuff like that, but you'll see this a lot. We've seen this a lot. 2-1-2. This is a good example of not being the first one in, okay? Because you've seen all this downside action. Let's just say this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Here's Friday, and here comes Monday, and you're like, oh, I missed all this downside action. The play's over. I missed it. Not necessarily. All right? Find you an inside bar. And then if this thing trades below that inside bar, now you can hit that. Now you can hit that mug right in the face if you like working puts. You don't have to be the first one. That's the first one in. That's another good thing about these scenarios. 3-1-2 reversal. Again, your actionable signal is that inside bar. So I'm kind of going through this kind of fast, but you got your scenario 3. They sold it down, bought it up, price consolidated, and then once it trades above that scenario 1, now you're in. Now you're in. All right, this is kind of an ugly little example, but you're in. You're in on that one. Is there anything scenarios? What do you want to do? You want to go through some more of the slides? Or you want to go look at some live charts? What do you want to do?
Alice, what do
live
you want to
charts.
do?
We gotta see live charts.
Live charts.
I will say
He said live charts. I'm done.
The
It
stops
works.
on are interesting.
Oh, let me get out of
I
this.
think
What's
the
that?
stops are interesting.
Yes, the
because
stops are-
I really feel like if you implement
Yeah,
that, you can save yourself a lot of headaches. Just like, all right, I'm out. Right?
Yes.
I like how you call it punching it in the face. So that's
Done.
my favorite thing. It's like, yeah, we're gonna punch it in the face. Like,
What?
spy, punch it in the mouth, dude. Just get
Yep.
it done. That's good.
That's right. Just get it done because you see it, you're in there, and then same thing when it's time to get out. Like, nope, I'm not sitting here deliberating. I'm not sitting here waiting. Time to get out. Cut it. Here's a good. That's a 2-2. So here's SPY 2-2 reversal down. Here's just real quick. This is what we've been seeing on the SPY. Ugh. So far, here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, and I have all 4 charts up just like this when I trade. Okay. Now it might seem like a lot on the charts or a lot on the screen, but when I have the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and the 60 all up like this shows me time frame continuity, okay? And time frame continuity is basically like the weather. It shows me what's happening out there. And it's not a question of do you have time frame continuity because it's always there. The question is who's the most aggressive participation group and are all time frames confirming each other? So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the month on the SPY. The SPY is red. They've been selling this thing all month. I know the month's not over, but in this month, they've been selling this mug. All right? It ain't green, it's red. Same thing on the weeks. All right? Here's your scenario 2 down on the week.
Okay.
There's your Momo shooter. We'll talk about that in a second. Here's your Momo shooter. I'm going to zoom these in. There's your Momo shooter. To the downside, red. All right? We were looking for this, but the week is red for right now. And then anytime no matter if you're a day trader or a swing trader, if you're a day trader, this is really important for you. If I'm a day trader, I'm looking for these days in these 60s. I'm looking for the days to reconfirm what I'm seeing on the week. And I'm looking for the week to reconfirm what I'm seeing on the month. Okay? So if the month is red, the week is red, the day is red, and then here's my 60s. We always look at the 60s in the strat. But anytime these 60s match my day, that lets me know they're selling it right now. They've been selling it all day. They've been selling it all week. And so far all month, they've been selling it all month. You know what I mean? So so you were right. Let's look at, was it Walmart? Don't let me jump around, Penny. If you're not getting it, let me know. Walmart. You were 100% right to get puts on Walmart. That's what you got, Ellis, right?
No, I got calls when it held the 150. I wanted to get puts before the market opened, and then didn't.
Oh yes. We'll talk about that too, because there was a lot of we call it. Some people call them fake outs, but I mean, who got 8%? Was it 8% on Ellis with
that
Facebook?
was Facebook. So
Yeah, okay, we'll look at that. So you're saying 150? So you're like right. That was today. And was it the first hour, second hour? Where were you at? No, up here.
First
right
hour.
Here.
Yeah, it was in the first hour.
Okay, so here, can you see my chart? Does that make sense right here? Is that hard? Is it anything hard to see on the screen?
no, it looks good.
No.
So how would you break this down?
So, okay, so I can understand why Penny wanted to get calls on this thing because you got your scenario 2 up, okay? You got your 2 bear, then you got your 2 bear, okay? 2 bears, it's rocking that first hour. But with me personally, I wouldn't have went long on this because my day is red, okay? Even with this, let's mark it. Let's mark the top of this 150. I'm not, and of course this is the Penny show, so I'm never not saying anything what you did wrong, okay? But this day was red, okay? Do you remember what this day looked like when it was up in here? Was it green, or was it red?
It was green that opened this morning.
Okay,
Just like
okay, no, it's
everything
okay.
else
It's okay. Oh yeah. I'm sure. So what I'm saying is this day could have been green, but it was inside right here on the day, and then your week was red, and then your month was red. Okay, so you could get a reversal back up, but for me to go long on this thing and want to go long, it would have to take out the previous day's highs. If these 60s were blasting through yesterday's highs right here at 152, then I'm in because now I got a 2-2 reversal back up. Okay, um, but I understand why you got in this because this thing was blasting from 149 to 150. Okay, then the price consolidated. Here's your little one bear, your little inside bear, and then 2-1-2 reversal down, and which was reconfirming what we're seeing on the day, which is the day was red, the week is red, and then the month is red. Um, so this was actually a good place to get puts, unless you're scalping. If you were scalping and you took this thing right at 149, and then you worked all the way up until it wasn't, it worked all the way up to 150, and then the next bar opens and it starts coming back through the previous range. You could have scalped that real quick on a, you know what I mean, and took your profits on a 5 minute or 15 minute. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
This is so fun.
Yeah.
This is so
Let's see
interesting.
here where it yeah, and so let's say you did take this break right here. Let's just say you instead of taking this 150, you took right at the bell because you're crazy. Penny is not messing around. She takes this sucker at 140, 149, 149.50, and she's got her hot keys and she knows what she's doing. Okay, let's blow this thing up to make it easier. Okay, here's my 60-minute bars, and you just jumped in this joker as soon as it went two up because you know what your bears look like. All right, I got two bear up, two bear up, and then now I'm in right at 149.50, and then what you could do is use your 30-minute time frame to gauge if this trade is continuing up. See how the next, if you're just watching the next bar open, how this trade kind of, you know what I mean? You could have got it all the way up to 150, 146, but then there was no higher highs on this thing. Here's 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, I took it on that 15.
Oh, so you did? Okay. Right here? Or up here?
I took okay. Put the line back at 150.
Yep. That's the first 15 minutes of the day.
Right at 150.
Right at
yes, and
right
then
here.
It came right at down more. Like
down,
150.
Down. It's like Price is Right. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I see what. Okay. Go ahead.
So I took it at 10:15.
Okay. 10:15 right here. So this guy here. Okay.
No, the one. Well, yes, because I thought that was all in a flag. The whole thing. So,
okay. Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah,
it was holding
okay.
the 150. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, didn't work.
No, that's fine. That's okay. No, if you're used to seeing flags, Michael Dang with Sapir Group, he trades the strat and technical analysis. And if you're looking for a flag, yeah, I get that, I get that. I understand why you took 150 on that 15, and you're trying to go up trying to go long. I would say, Trey, if this thing went 2-2 reversal back up right here, if this bar took this scenario two, because this is a 2 down. If this next live bar would have went 2 up, that would have been a great entry right at 150.66, and that would have kept going. But it didn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
no, but
it didn't do that.
So,
but the market did open green today.
Yes. Let's go back to the SPY.
So.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, here's the SPY. Here's all the 15s for the day for the SPY at the beginning. Yes, it did go snare 3, 2 up, and then it came up, and then kind of chopped around, and then just death. Back in the full time. Yeah. Back in the we call this full time frame continuity to the downside, meaning full time frame continuity. The month is red, the week is red, the day is red, and then my 60-minute bars are all red. And that's tough. This is tough right here. But with time frame continuity, if if my 60s are reconfirming what I'm seeing on the day, the week, and the month, what's the most aggressive participation group? What's more of on the screen?
Sellers.
The sellers, red. It's red. Okay, so if this thing works, awesome. You trade it up until it stops working. You know how to take your targets. That's fine. But once this thing starts turning red, you know for a fact, okay, it's going to be red for us today. We actually opened up inside bar um, uh, yesterday and today because I did look at it a little bit today. This opened up scenario one and sat in here all day long until the president started talking and then went to the downside. Boom, boo, and then same thing today. It opened up in here and then just puked the rest of the day. One thing that's really interesting about yesterday that I wanted to talk about is these 60-minute bars, and I thought you were going to bring this up, is here's our 2-tube reversal back down on these 60s, and then right at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, 11:30 Chicago time, or I don't know where you guys are at, actually, Penny, but Eastern Standard Time, 2-tube reversal back up for 2 hours, okay? And everybody was like, oh, we're going, we bounced off this thing. We're going to the highs, And what did it do? It did it for 2 hours, which was against continuity, and then here's 2:30, here's the last hour today, 2:30, and then the last hour today to the downside. I mean, right back into the red. So that's full time frame continuity. So that's kind of how you put these reversals together, is to with time frame continuity is these reversals. And I'm sorry, my thing is telling me that there it is. My laptop was telling me my battery's dying. I was like, wait a minute, I had this plugged up.
Uh-oh.
So,
Oh, no.
does that make sense
no.
about time frame continuity?
Yep.
Yes. And I don't do that. I've got my 6 things, and I've got SPY, QQQ, VIX, Apple, Microsoft, and then whatever I want in the middle. But I don't do all the different time frames. I do 15 minutes and 30 minutes on all of those. So I try to get to the feel for like what the whole market's doing. I like this though.
Yeah, so this is so I like what you're doing because you're keeping an eye on everything. I would say try this, Penny. I would say try having if you have the eyeballs to do it. I would have the SPY up on one of your screens. Let's just say let's just say the day and the 60, okay? That gives you that. What does that give you? That gives you the day and the 60. That gives you that's what the strongest participation group is for the day, and then the 60s. What's happening right now in the SPY? Is the SPY trading up, or is it trading down? Is it going up, or is it going down? And then over here on these two, you can have whatever you want. Let's just say you're trading the Apple. You'll have QQQ daily and QQQ 60, and then you have Apple day, and you said 15 minute, 30 minute, 15 minute. And then so anytime the QQQs are, let's go QQQ. Let's look at them. Let's just say, because I do subscribe to, I do tell everybody, go to the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and the 60, so you can see what's going on, and you can see what the institutional buyers are doing, okay? But with you, day trading, especially with options, you can have QQQ on your 60s here, and then your daily, so you can see what's going on. And then over here, you can have Apple, I don't know, 15 minute and 30 minute, if that's what you like actually trading. And then anytime QQQ is green and it's taken out, anytime QQQ is green, I'm looking for Apple to be going green as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. And if they're not matching, you know what I mean? There's also something about, there's something called natural buyers where they don't give a crap. They're just buying it. You know what I mean? But if the Qs are going to the downside, this thing is 3, 1, 2 reversal to the downside in QQQ, and Apple is doing. Let's go to Apple. Don't let me go on a tangent, but yeah, woo. 2 down on the day. Apple right here, 2-2 reversal back down, 2 up. They did take the price up, and then 2-2 reversal back down. Ooh, um, that's tough. But if I'm working puts, if I'm working puts and my Qs are red, I think we did talk about this. If my Qs are red and my Apple is red, they should be trading in the same direction, and you can work puts on
Yeah.
that all day long. Yeah,
Today, Apple was Apple was like stronger down than the Qs were.
That was crazy.
wow,
I've never seen Apple
yeah.
get slaughtered like that in a long time.
Yeah, but what do you got here? You got your. Let's look at. Here's my strat labels here. I told the kids in the back. I always say the kids in the back. The kids in the back are the kids that are in the back of the classroom. You got to make things fun, and you got to tell jokes and stuff while they're not paying attention to you, and so they're not catching all the scenarios and everything. But here's my scenario 3 on the week in Apple. Okay, and it went in force right here at 153.48. No, 153.14. Once it goes below 143.14, this is going, I know for a fact, this is going to the downside. You can see that reconfirmed right here on the dailies. 2-2 reversal back down. Anytime, and then here's my 60s right here. 2, that's actually a 3, 3, 1, 2. Reversal back down. You know what I mean? You like working puts. That's what you would want to do right there. But yeah, monthly, weekly, daily, and 60. My most aggressive participation group right here is the sellers. That's time frame continuity and the reversals. What am I answering? I don't want to just leave it here. What do you want? What do you want to look at now? Does it make sense?
No. Yes. I'm absolutely going to use that time frame reversal.
Oh,
and I really like knowing where.
Go on, keep going.
Like
keep talking,
I like
keep
the
talking.
stop. I like knowing where the stop is. I'm a fan of the strat.
I'm sold. I think I'm gonna join the cult. I don't know if I just sacrifice any animals to get in.
Stop saying that.
No.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna be like, "What did you talk?" Seppi group's gonna be like, "What did you talk about over there? You get over here."
No,
I'm like, they were saying it. It wasn't me.
It just makes sense.
The 3 little bears.
I don't know. It just the way the tight stops, the how you're using the candles, the confluence. I mean, it all makes sense, right? It's all things that you should be doing. And I think with having strict rules, you can reinforce that as well, right? Like, because I always set my stops up.
Yes,
like,
and
where the candle goes and everything, so it just works.
Yeah. So another thing too is what we're so if you want to start with the strat, I would say there's the 3 little bears. I love that. The 3 little bears, and then you have a couple of the reversals, and then you have time frame continuity. Now we didn't even talk about broadening formations yet. But I want to keep it simple. So you got time frame continuity, and that's letting you know what the institutional buyers are doing. They're selling Apple. I don't care what Bloomberg says. I don't care what anybody says. They're selling the crap out of Apple. And it's actually a 2-1-2 reversal down on Apple. Let's blow this sucker up. Let's use this one. So we got our strat labels so you guys can see those easily. Here's the month on Apple. 2-1-2 reversal down. I don't care what anybody says. Apple's going to the lows. This is it. Okay. And that's the price action for right now for the month. This is a reversal to the downside. Okay. And then so on the week, here's my shooter. Okay. Scenario 3, my shooter. Once it goes below, this is what we were all looking at last week. If this thing goes below 153.21, this shooter is in force. And if I'm long, cut this thing. But if I want to work puts, that's when I want to work puts right there. Okay. And then, people trade weeklies, your stop could go here, but it never goes up here. Never. Okay. 160 in options, 153 to 156. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's a bad beat. Okay. That's a bad beat. You don't want that. But I definitely don't want 166.40, right? I definitely don't want that. I mean, look at that. Like, nah, bro, you ain't never getting that back. Good luck. No, you're not getting that back. So That's where you would put your stop tight. And Penny, I'm trying to keep it two options because I know you trade options. You got to be, you know what I mean? Instead of having the deer in the headlights look, that's what the strat does for us. Instead of having the deer in the headlights look going, it's all the way back up here. I don't know why, but it just reversed way back up here. They decided to stop. Let's just say Apple came out with a brand new iPhone, and you buy one iPhone, you get two iPhones. You know what I mean? Some stupid news. It's always something crazy news. The iPhone controls Tesla cars or something like that, and this thing starts trading back up to 166, and you bought puts at 153. I'm not, once it gets past 156, cut it. That's what the strat does for us. I don't have to guess. You know what I mean? Now, if it trades back up in here, 150, 160, and then goes back down, I can get back in because I saved my butt and I saved my capital by cutting at 156. And then if it trades back down, now I'm in. But I'm just saying, there's people out there that tell you just hold it. You know what I mean? Whoever bought this thing, 2-2 reversal back up and on Apple at once, then there's people out there. All right, at one, let's make this green. I know, we're going over time. Don't let me ramble. Let's just say you're green. You're in here at Apple at 2-2 reversal up at 164.43. Okay. Here's the second week. Here's the third week. What do you see? Oops. What do you see? What is this?
Let's go.
Shooter. It's shooter's turn. That's right. So if this thing now just because you see this shooter doesn't mean cut it. Okay. It doesn't mean panic sell this thing. It just means, okay, this thing's at one. It was at 179.46. It was going great. Now it's trading down in here. All right, what's it going to do? The next week opens. Again, we look at the open. The next week opens, and it starts kind of moving around in here. Doesn't take out 179.56. Doesn't do that. Kind of chops around. But here's my stop. Okay? Here's my stop at 172. I'll make that red. 172.05. Once it trades below 172.05, I'm cutting it. I'm cutting the sucker. And if these are commons or these are calls, commons would be easier, especially with these weeklies. I'm trading shares on this thing, and it trades below 172.50. Boom, I know to take my profit. And from 164 to 172, that's pretty dang good. That's pretty good. Now, it might not be that 179. You know what I mean? You'd be like Ellis. I only made 8%.
You called me out, dog. Come on.
Yeah, I'm just kidding around with you, man. But what you're not doing is you're not going, oh, man, that week sucked. Oh, man, this week was terrible. Oh, maybe it goes up. Yep, it went 2 up. Nope. It came all the way back down. Now I'm below my entry at 164.76. Hey, it could go. It could go. They got brand new. China started making these new phones again. They got better software. They got 9 cameras on the phone now. It starts trading above here. The 166.38. It could do it. But then it starts trading all the way back down in here. Now it's trading all the way back down in here. Like there's what I'm saying is there's people telling other people, yep, you bought it at 164. That was a great price. It's at 145. Oh, the stock is on discount. Buy more, average down. That's bad. Okay, maybe these people with lots of money, they can average all the way down to the average cost is nothing, and it means nothing to them. That's not me. I don't know, Penny. I'm not going to say anything, or I don't know if it's Ellis, but if it is, that's awesome. But we don't average down on losers. If it goes too far, I'm cutting this thing. You know what I mean? I'm cutting it.
It takes the guesswork out. It's
I'm just cutting it.
Amazing. It takes all the guesswork.
Isn't it?
Yep. It takes the guesswork out. I want this. Okay? I want to take my profit here. So I'm always going to... Here's my original stop. Okay? Not down here. Nope. Not down here. Right here. So I'm in... Once it trades above here, 146.63, 164.43, it starts working. Now I can... Once the price gets up in here, I can move my stop even. Okay? And then now I got a shooter. Does the shooter go in force? I don't know. Oh, I'm going to move my stop right here. Once this thing opens, it's moving around in here. I'm definitely not letting it go below 172.05. I push my stops all the way up there, let it sit. If it hits it, I'm out. I got stopped out with profit. If it doesn't hit it, and it keeps going up, hey, all I did was protect my butt, and you know what I mean. But you can see clearly this shooter went in force, take my profits, walk away, and I don't have to wait and see what's going to happen in all this mess. You know what I mean? We don't hope.
Yeah.
We don't hope, Penny. XLE. Let's you know
Yeah, you
what?
guys show us the oil.
Macro
Yeah,
charts.
show us the oil. Because I'm actually interested in oil as well.
Yeah, oil. Okay. We talked about oil. We could talk XLE, the oil. All right. We were looking at oil since January 3rd, and if you want the links, Penny, me and Rob talked about this on January 3rd and during my weekend shift, and this trade has been working, and it's been working on everything in XLE, all of XLE stops. So what you see here is, I'm gonna make it yellow. Come on, give me yellow. There you go. 2, 1, 2 reversal to the upside. This is a yearly chart. These aren't days. Okay, on a big span. These aren't days. These are years. Okay, you can see right here on my cursor, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Here's 21. We were looking for this thing. Once it closed, now it's an actual signal. And these strat reversals work on yearly charts. And 2, 1, 2 reversal up right at 59.70, and we knew look for anything going on in XLE. All right, now XLE's actually hit their 2 first targets. Here was the first target for XLE, which was 68.83, and the next target for XLE for energies was 79.41. Okay, now it's way up in here, and you can see where it hit the target. And it kind of, people took their profits, so it's not coming in a little bit, okay? But this reversal is good all year until this stock starts trading, until XLE ETF starts trading below and starts, actually showing us true sellers in here and actually reversing to the downside. As long as this continues going up, the next target is 83.94. The target after that is 101.38. Okay, I hope we can all afford gas by friggin' December.
I'm riding my bike.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I always tell everybody, especially on my show, I said, hey, yes, we are trading stocks. Yes, this is fun to yell and stuff like that about, but this is also real life. Okay, we all see this stuff at the gas pump. We all see this on our heating bill. We all see this in. And not talking politics, but Ukraine and Russia and all these things. Once we see it in the price, we know, you know what I mean? We match all these things up. We don't necessarily listen to the news and trade the news, but once the news starts matching up with what we're seeing in the price, or vice versa, once the news starts lining up with the price and we're seeing it, now we're starting to trade it. Does that make sense?
Totally.
So here's the energies on the year. So let me go to real fast. I got a watch list of all the XLE, and I'm just going to show you. Here's Apache. Come on, wake up. Apache 212 reversal up on the year. Burke BKR 212 reversal up on the year. COG. Come on.
Oh,
Look at that. 2-2 reversal up. Coop.
I apologize.
That's not my motorcycle.
Nah,
Whose
that's,
motorcycle is that? 2-2 reversal
The
up.
Philly bike life. They like to ride their motorcycles on the street and be loud. So
That's awesome. Chevron. There's a really good one. Chevron 212 reversal back up on the year. Chevron 119.34 all the way up to 175, and that's at all-time highs right now. That's Chevron all-time highs. So, what I'm showing you with these yearly charts is and we can keep going down. Oxy. I've never heard of Oki before, but it's in there. Okie dokie. Oxy. 212 reversal up. These are buyers in here on the year. Same thing on the quarterlies. Okay. Same thing on the monthlies. VLO.
it's my favorite stock. It's been a long time.
This has been a really good one. I had some really good trades on this one here too. To the upside, and it has not reversed down yet. Okay, these are monthly charts. All right, here's your weeklies. All right, here's your weeklies. Find a reversal in this mug and work it until it. Here's your 2-2 reversal down. Actually, it was a scenario 3, but it was 2-2 reversal here. If you took your profit, if you got in on this trade right here, 2-2 right at 92.21, and then work it until a 2-2 reversal back down at 102.91, that's a good trade. That's a good trade. Find a way to get back in that mug, and then now you're kind of inside bar here. But you could have took it all the way back up to 129 was the high on VLO. Exxon. So here's all my upside charts, okay? These are weeks,
They're all
months.
Oilers.
Now let's look at Tesla. Hold on. Yeah, don't let me go too far. I know we got to wrap this up, but I want to show you some other charts. Here's Tesla. Tesla on the year. Is that a 2 up?
Wow, look at that.
Is that a 2 up on the year?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Scenario 1, and it's trading way down here. It's actually closer to the downside, okay? All right, here's QQQ.
That's interesting on Tesla.
Let me hear broader averages.
Yearly chart on it. Wow, that thing's broken, huh?
Yeah, yearly QQQ to the downside. 2-2 reversal down. Holy crap. All right, 2-2 reversal down. This actually happened this week, all right?
Wow. Wait,
Diamonds,
really happened this
Dow
week?
Jones.
Wow.
Yes, this happened this week. Yes, this happened this week.
Uh-oh.
All right. It broke let me see here. Let's mark it.
It's probably like 300.
These are yearly charts.
Oh, 297.86.
Yep. I got it marked right there at 2 right here. Actually did it May 9th.
Interesting.
Yeah. May 9th right there.
Wow.
And then went 2-2 reversal down on the year. So you can't see that stuff when if you're just looking at daily charts, and don't let me go on a tangent. If I'm just looking at daily charts and I'm looking for some kind of, and I'm saying this but I'm looking for some, head and shoulders thing, and they're like, I'm looking for this, and it might be doing this, it might be doing that. People, let me say this. People will ask me, okay, well, I can't tell what the next scenario is going to be. Well, look at your chart. Like, it's zoomed way out. Like, if you're trying to see what we're really talking about, zoom that mug in, because we only really care about the most current bars. Okay? We're only looking for the most current bars. And again, I didn't talk about broadening formations, but here's my day. Here's all the days in QQQ. Okay? Going back to the year, that just reconfirms what we're seeing on the year, that they're, it opened up inside year and then just started selling off. Okay? Let's go with Apple because
That's Penny's Bay right there.
Yeah. And I'm trying to find my Dow Jones. There it is. Apple. Okay.
I already know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I'm going to be scrolling through daily charts to see if I can point these out.
Well, yeah, go through daily charts. I would say go through weekly charts, because remember, we're looking for anything on the daily to reconfirm what we're seeing on the weekly. So if the weekly's red, I'm looking for these days to reconfirm what we're seeing on the week.
Start with a higher time frame and kind of work your way down. Right? Higher time frame, higher the conviction. Right? It's always the golden rule.
Yeah.
Yep. Apple inside year down, opened up at 120, 183 for the year, and then just
Dunzo.
Been crapping out. Now it's not way down here. It's not totally getting killed. Okay, 166.92. It's not totally getting just destroyed, but it's inside year. Okay, Boeing, Kramer from was it MSNBC?
Oh, good old Jim Kramer.
Anyway,
Yeah.
he was saying, oh my gosh, he was saying this is going to be Boeing's year. This is going to be the year that Boeing goes back to the highs after the pandemic and all these other things. Where's it? What's it actually doing? 2-1-2 reversal down, and our target for Boeing for the year is $89. Wow. I am not telling you it's going to $89. I am saying if the price does not reverse back up, it's the target for this bar is $89. You see that?
Wow.
So that's what, I don't know. That's why it's kind of like Now, seeing all this stuff, I will tell you this, Ellis. Seeing the strat, knowing the reversals, seeing the time frame continuity, that's awesome, but you have to execute it. Okay? You have to be able to execute it. So that's where, your skills as a trader come in. Okay? That's where you really have to be able to trade. You have to know what you're doing. If you're trading puts, if you're trading calls, if you're trading common. You know what I mean? This is not buy the dip no more. You know what I mean? This is not buy the
And
dip
everything goes
situation.
up.
This is what they're doing. What they're really doing is they're selling the rip. So as soon as this thing gets up, just makes $2 or $3, you'll see the price consolidate, and then they'll freaking sell it off. That's what's been happening for the last couple months. And let's go to SPY. Let's go to SPY on the year. Let's go to SPY on the year. Where's my yearly charts? All right, not totally getting murdered yet. They can come back, but if SPY does not reverse anytime soon, it will go 2-2 reversal. No, it will go. This is scenario 2 up. It will go outside year, which is scenario 3 to the downside at 365.51. Okay, it's already, looking at my quarterly charts, it's already a 3-2 down. All right, it took out this target today, or this week. It took out this target here at 397.91. If this bar does not reverse, the next target is 365.51. Okay, but like I said, you can know all
the
this.
yearly range too.
Yeah, these are quarters, and so it's easy to see all this when the market's not open. It's easy, so I'm not gonna. Can I stop screen share? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, it's fun to see all that stuff, and it's really exciting. And you'll have those days where you're like, yes, it was so clear. I knew what I was doing. I took the trade. It was great. But then, like Penny said, you'll have these days where the prices consolidate in tight range. Okay, it's super tight range. It's hard to see. You're at 150 on Walmart, and then it just reverses down. So I guess what I'm hoping is you can see, okay, I got my 2 bear up, and then the next bar is inside bear. I don't need to cut it yet. I'm at 150, but this inside bear has kind of got me watching the stock. And then I got 2 bear down. I love the bears. I got 2 bear down, cut it, done. I'm not even going to wait for confirmation bear. I'm out. I'm out. I'm not waiting for confirmation bear. So you have to. That's JJ. That's also at Separate Group. That will actually be in there with Rob sometimes. That's his biggest point is for stratters, for traders. You have to be able to execute it, and you got to put it all together. And it's your responsibility to take your own responsibility, take those trades, and then cut it when it's going against you, and work it while in your favor, and keep pushing your stops up till you get stopped out profit. That's what I say. What do you got, Penny? You just what else can I do you for? That's a lot.
It was a lot, but I felt like I was ready after my OG session. So I'm glad to see it, and I appreciate your time. I learned a lot.
Thank you so much. I don't want to go too far over. I don't know how much you guys are going to cut out of this thing just because I talk.
No, the perfect amount. Yeah, we'll leave it.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Awesome.
Like, what's your socials? Like, how can people get in contact with you? Any room? Anything?
You can find me at sepiagroup.com. Sepiagroup.com. You'll see my big old head in there, and I got my weekend shift. That's on Saturdays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again, it's basically this is why this was so easy for me, is because I go through this. I go through the scenarios. I go through what's happening in the broader averages, and then we go through some trades, and we look for actionable signals for the week. And I'm not always right. There's a couple fun episodes earlier in the year where everybody in the chat was like, you got to look at Baba. You got to look at Baba. And I'm like, why are we looking at Baba? And they took over my show, so to speak. So I was like, fine, we'll look at Baba. And there was a nice big hammer on Baba, and I put it on the watch list, and it went in force, and was actually a really good trade. So it's not just all about me. It's not just my talking head, blah, blah, blah. It's an interactive. You guys talk to me, I talk to you, and hopefully I show somebody one thing. If I can show one person what a buy looks like or a sell, and I can show them when to take profits, and then they go out and do it, I love that. It's not about most people. I'm daggone it, Penny. I'm going to show you this. Ellis is going to do it. Actually, it's going to be Ellis. Ellis is going to see this, and in 2 weeks he's going to be like, I got 50,000% on blah blah blah, and I'm like, cool. I got my common, and I got this. So, I'm trading my common. And Ellis is like, no, this thing's too. I'm punching this thing in the face, and I'm gonna keep punching it till it's dead. Like,
I love
holy
that
crap,
term.
what happened to Ellis? Yeah. And Penny's like, I told you it was cold. No.
I told you.
Oh my god.
But it is exciting, and it takes a lot of get the guesswork out. And Penny, if you like trading, I kind of rambling, but if you like trading flags, you like trading some indicators, and that stuff makes sense to you, cool. But those scenarios can help you. Okay, this is going against me. Time frame continuity. It's red on the day. This thing's going down red. I'm gonna cut this thing, and or I'm gonna get puts. I'm gonna get puts and work this thing to the downside. But options are tough too, because you got to get 4 things right, or actually 5 things. You got to get the direction right. Then you got to get theta right. You got to get what's the other, delta. You got to get vega. You got to get gamma. Like all these things. Jeez, you know what I mean? Like, go take a course. Anybody who wants to trade options, go take a course before you start trading options, because your homeboy Theta will let you know why you can't hold this this option all the way to the expiration.
Yep.
But you'll
For
find me on
sure.
Sippy Group. You'll find me on Sippy Group. I am on Twitter. You Strat Soldier, but my actual Twitter name is CyberdogToo. And but Strat Soldier, and I'm always out there on Saturdays trying to help people out. And it's fun, and I am trading live money, my own thing. But I'm in the army, so that's what I do, and I don't have time to check the charts all day long, every day. So I take my monthly trades. If it's reversing to the upside, cool, I'm taking it. And once it stops, I'm out. I'm out.
So before you go,
Well,
wait.
Yes.
Strat
Ellis.
Soldier, because you're in the army, right? That's
What's up?
That's how you got it, right?
Yes.
I just want to say thank you for your service as well before you go. So
Thank you for saying that. I do appreciate it. It's been you watch the headlines and you're like, I was telling Sippy Group, like, actually I told the guys in the crew that's always there, I call them my weekend shift crew. I was like, if these shows are ever recorded all the time, you know what's going on, you know where I'm at.
let's go ahead and look at it. Your energy is so
man. You're
contagious.
like,
oh man, you got me fired up already. Seriously,
Yeah.
thank
That's
you for
awesome.
coming
I
on.
love it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time and your expertise.
Thank you, Penny. And let me know if you need anything. And I hope what Rob showed you and then what I showed you can put those together and make a lot more sense. And daggone it, I love the bears. I love the bears. The 3 little bears. The 3 little bears.
Coin that.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
By accessing this podcast, you acknowledge that the Penny Lane podcast makes no warranty, guarantee, or representation as to the accuracy or sufficiency of the information featured in this podcast. The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general information only, and any reliance on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own risk. This podcast should not be considered professional or financial advice. Unless specifically stated otherwise, the Penny Lane podcast does not endorse, approve, recommend, or certify any information, product, process, service, or organization presented or mentioned in this podcast, and information from this podcast should not be referenced in any way to imply such approval or endorsement. The third-party materials or content of any third-party site referenced in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the opinions, standards, or policies of the Penny Lane podcast. The Penny Lane podcast assumes no responsibility or liability for the accuracy or completeness of the content contained in third-party materials or on third-party sites referenced in this podcast, or the compliance with applicable laws of such materials and/or links referenced herein.